Hello, travelers from across the space. This is your host, Cosmo, and today all the space is frozen right now because the starship is about to conquer the universe. And I'm talking about the best Cosmo ship of all, the best card of the deck, and one of the most powerful broken boss monster that have been released to the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and that's Cosmo Dart Destroyer. Cosmo Dart Destroyer has been leaked as a level reward for Kingdom. We don't know yet if this card is gonna be a one copy or maybe we will have three. There's a lot of speculation about this. I assume maybe it's gonna be a one copy. If we take in consideration how powerful Cosmo Dart Destroyer is and how there's not enough cards that do not target in duelings yet, but we're moving to a format when kaiju are becoming more stable. Even Konami is releasing in the Kaiton event, Kington event, they have a free kaiju for everybody as a reward. So maybe it's not that crazy to think that that destroyer can be up to three. And since we don't have Cosmo Town, the deck will still struggle as consistency problems that it has before that destroyer. But at least now it will have a true win condition and the payoff of making Cosmo a really expensive deck. Remember, they have the two best pilots as UR cars, and they have Dark Lady as SR. So it was not a free deck by any means. Most of the decks use three Tinkans. So a lot of people actually went to this deck and trying to figure out if this was gonna be the best deck of the format, but couldn't get to the point of beer tier competitive deck against Mech Knight and Infernoids, especially against Infernoid and Gokis. That if they go first, you wasn't able to special summon your chips because they just negate the effect. In the case of Infernoid, and in the case and same goes for the Mech Knights. And in the case of Goki, they just go straight to ODK, and you couldn't do anything right now. But now the format has changed, and now we're facing a format the Cosmo can shine through it. And with the rise of Dart Destroyer, I can see Cosmos being a really competitive deck, especially if they bring us three Dart Destroyer. Because people are saying right now that maybe if they release just one, it will not have an impact on this deck. And oh boy, they're so wrong for me. You can play three Tinkans, one for one, and you can play just spells and drop card that help you to always have Dark Destroyer and your chips available. For example, you can play cards like Dragon's Thorn, the one that bring the drop card that bring back a banished monster, a dark monster, or like I believe it's just any monster removal. Special summon to your field, and in the end phase of the next turn, that monster goes to the hand. So you will be able to destroy a monster when that destroyer is summoned, and then you will have it available in your next turn because it will go to the hand. That's insane. We're talking about if Cosmo is removed, and if it's in the graveyard, you have Back to the Front because Back to the Front is now a SR card for the new box. So they're giving us all the pieces to go for Tin Can, turn 1, mill the Cosmos Dart Destroyer, and try to revive the Dart Destroyer. And if the Dart Destroyer did not get discarded and we have in hand, we summon to resurrect something. And if by any means they remove the card, or you remove because it was destroyed battle, you can activate the Storm card to bring it back for the removed summon. So we have a plan. And then if there's anything else that you can deal with destruction or target destruction, you have Cosmoyo, and you most likely play 2 or 3. So the deck has all now the functionality to deal with anything. Back in the day, Cosmo had an issue because when there was a very strong monster, the deck suffers. That's why I start to play the deck with Titan Bind to deal with mechanics. But right now, if we have the destroyer, that won't be an issue anymore, and we will have a really strong ODK potential because Cosmo is already an ODK deck. But imagine without destroyer, I can't even think about it. And yeah, we have cards like Dark Quirion that will try to negate the first monster that we summon. I know about that, but maybe now it's time to Cosmo to use Book of Moon or something like that because overall I feel he has everything at his disposal to be just a top. I won't say top tier like tier one, but maybe two or three for the Cosmo archetype. But if we receive three, oh my god, this deck will be nuts. That's all I can say. And I don't know, guys. Maybe Cosmo Town can be released in the coming future for the Calculator at one or something like that because we're now be able to have terraforming. I don't know why terraforming is being released at the same time that destroyer without Cosmo Town. You will say, well, maybe this is gonna be released to have X Force. Yeah, it can be because X Force actually needs to summon her Ace monster, um, Chiyomaru, as soon as possible. But terraforming is a really good card to search Cosmo Town to be able to don't break because Brick was another problem of Cosmo in Duel Links. But who knows, we will need to wait this tonight to see how many of these Cosmos the Destroyer we're gonna receive. I will pray for this card to be at 3. And then we have Viper. It's an amazing card. The card is increased attack to all light machine monster you control. So there's a deck about these guys, the Big Viper. I don't want to say that name because that's the name of the card. But there's a deck with monster win 1,000 to 200 attack, uh, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the most competitive deck, but it's not bad. Maybe in Duel Links it can shine through. And then we have the Super Kaiju. This card was not great in TCG, but don't sleep on this card in Duel Links. Maybe it can see some play, especially if Cosmo become like the best relevant deck of the format, because you will be able to main deck in Cosmo more than enough to deal with that destroyer. So you will need something to avoid being Kaiju. And this guy during the main phase is a quick effect. So it doesn't matter if your main phase or the opponent main phase. You discard this card, banish one Kaiju monster you control, and summon by the opponent, then you can special summon one monster from your graveyard. It doesn't mean that you can special summon this card, but you can special summon the monster that was taken off by your Kaiju. You got it? And then it has another effect because this card is unaffected by other Kaiju and card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by battle with Kaiju monster. During the end phase of the turn, if this card was sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. So, and it won't be banished if it is special summon this way. It's an amazing tool to expand the field when you know your opponent is playing Kaiju. Maybe it's gonna be a side deck auction, but that's pretty much it because all these cards are from a new event that will take place in the future with Solomon Muto. And then we have terraforming, the one that I told you, and this is what everybody's losing their mind, and we'll talk about that. Looks like this is the most likely feature that we'll have about in changing your current cards that you want. I don't know how it's gonna work. I know people can put it off everything they want to, and that's it. But right now, as a stand by this hour, everything that we can say is that maybe it's gonna be a pay to win option, or maybe they're gonna release this kind of coins through the game to different missions so you can get it, but maybe you need a lot. So that's when pay to win players come in to try to see if they can pay for it and have a really nice bundle to change cars for the past or having new ones when you have a lot or older ones for the past. So yeah, overall that's what's new in Dueling Mana right now. So what you doing? Having an amazing day, guys, and let's just wait for tonight to see what happened with Cosmo Dart Destroyer. I'm really excited about this deck. See you guys. Peace.